Oh, can you hear me now? Funky? Oh, with sound. I think I got muted myself. Can you hear me now? I think, all right, I think I made a mistake here. I didn't, I unmuted myself. Is Bear with me for those who are with me on Instagram. Bear with me. I'm just going to do a recap because we're actually putting this also, streamlining this, streaming this on Instagram here and Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So let me just talk about this again because it's so important. All right. So sorry for this and thanks for being patient. So what I'm talking about today the um, is the how I experienced and learned is that I was cultivating a toxic family environment, a family environment where we walked on eggshells. And it was an environment where I really I got so used to that this environment, and obviously my daughter was 3 when she was really showing signs that she she was not well. The environment, the family environment, affected her well-being, and what happened was that she started to bang her head in the wall in kindergarten and also then home. And the kindergarten said, how can we help her? What's going on? Nobody knew what's going on. And here's what's so interesting is that nobody asked because they didn't have, I think, and I'm zigzagging, but I think that when you live in a toxic family environment, and as I did, I shined from the outside. I had control of everything. I was running my advisory business. We were both successful, la da 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 da. And nobody, we fooled. I fooled people. I even fooled myself. I lived my life on lies. And so it's very difficult and very, very difficult for external to actually spot that you're actually dealing with someone who actually needs help and is really affecting your children or the children in that family environment. And so she started banging her head in the wall. She got a therapist on her team in kindergarten. They had no idea why she got so aggressive. They had no idea about the language. She used language that my ex partner used. Um, and they got so surprised that she was actually mastering such an adult language in a very early age 3, 4. And then we were called to a few meetings, and I saw when she was at the age of 3 months old, I wanted her to go on to a boarding school. It's boarding school where you also can be day student, and so she is that today. And we were called to a meeting, and that was in the January before leaving kindergarten. So she was still just 5. And they said, "Ooh," and as I said, they said, "Camilla, I don't think there's something really wrong with your daughter. What's going on? We don't think that the boarding school, is right match and right fit for her because how she reacts." And I remember, my body's responding now. I remember the exact date, the time. I remember what chair I sat on. I remember the room I was in. I remember with whom I had that meeting. And I remember it so clearly. I remember when I was told that this is had this meeting and they couldn't support her going to the boarding school. I broke into tears. I had never because I remember, if you followed me for a while, I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed. But there, the penny dropped, and a penny dropped in public. And I sat there with the kindergarten teachers and the psychologist and my ex. And I said, in tears, I know what's going on. Woo! It's because the environment we are in. How can a child whose parents fight verbally abuse. Like I've been verbally abused for several years, and there's cold love from the dad, and we kind of run in shelter to her bed, and I was screamed at head every night. How on earth can such a young adult, such a young child, find inner peace? It's impossible. It's impossible. And then I knew what had to happen. I needed a psychologist on board, and I'm going to talk about getting the right resource on board. She was not the right resource, but I acted, and within 24 hours, I got a psychologist on board, specialized for children. And and 2 days after that meeting, we had her. We sat with her one on one in a meeting room 5 p.m. talking about how to help our daughter, and realized that the family environment was really toxic. And the reason why I bring this to the table and create awareness is that I lived in that. And I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow. My daughter told me since she was age 4, she told me, "Mommy, my heart cries." What do you say? "Mommy, my heart is crying." She told me that so many times. I'm being a mom, being in my mom role is still, I'm learning every day. Now she's just about to turn 8. But I was still, what's going to happen? I had no idea what to do when she said, "Mommy, my heart is crying." All right. At that point in time, I wasn't a coach. I had no idea. And I didn't share that. I was so ashamed, and it was so heavy. And at that point in time, I didn't really realize what was really going on. Um, so Oh, it's so heavy. But so why I share this with you is that when you are in the middle of it, you you don't know what's going on. You have no idea how the family environment affects your children. And what I see and what I experience from client cases, and I think I'm ashamed from how we show up as adults, is that we blame the kids that they don't behave as we want them to do. But what we can't see is that, and we don't realize, is that we are not the right role models to advocate for a peaceful, harmonious, unconditional, loving family environment. And I feel so ashamed, but then it's good enough is that I help those who really want to change their lives, to help so they can heal and they can help their children. But here's what I learned the hard way. But I'm mastering. I'm mastering, and I'm learning every day. And I help men and women. I teach women and women how to find inner help, like inner peace. And that is also to embrace that you cannot, and let me emphasize this, is so important. You cannot help your children if you haven't healed yourself. Boom, you can't. So, and here's what I think, we miss big time as adults is to ask for help. So if you don't heal, if you don't get the right people on board to help you heal, your children will continue to suffer. Cannot be argued against that. Your children will continue to suffer until you have healed. Because it's only when you have healed and when you have stepped into your supernatural power, when you have become a greater and better version of yourself, that you mirror something else, and that then your children will start to change their behavior. Thanks, Funky, for letting me know that the audio works. I will put this entire live streaming from Instagram onto YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, so you can all listen to this again. So that's what is so important, is to ask for help. And I start saying that more and more, and I'm owning it really. Help is not an option. Help is a requirement if you want to thrive. And it's you as a center point. You're, and there's, I don't know, we have the ego glasses on, but it's like you need to heal first and then you help your children. It is so important. Thanks, Funky. Great. Yeah. And so I learned it the hard way, but I also learned when I started to heal, how my daughter started, how I helped my daughter heal. And like I shared with you last week, that suddenly there was an emergency Thursday afternoon, like explosion in my home in my basement, and it was like it was really an emergency because we had to leave house. It was too dangerous to be in the house. It was not gas explosion. It was from the, I don't know, but the pipes from the toilet thing, and it's actually very the gas is a very dangerous to inhale, so you have to leave house like now. And I was navigating in this space. I had 2 hours sleep from Friday morning, a last call 3:30, my first call at 5:30, and I was navigating everything. But here's what I want to share with you, and why I'm dragging it in, is that the healing is so important. I would never I never have navigated this space if I haven't healed myself, and I would never have had a daughter who navigated in this space if she hadn't healed. I know it's going a bit out off the track, but I hope I this inspires you to heal, because what she told me Thursday evening at 11 p.m. It's quite late for a 7-year-old to get to bed, and like being like it was so was really a bit chaotic that evening, and we had to go into a new house and with mattresses, everything. And she just said to me, "Mummy, thank you for a nice day. Good night." And she wouldn't. And I share this with you because 4 years ago, she was banging her head in the wall. She was telling me, "Mommy, my heart is crying." She was so afraid, and I'm gonna have another session tomorrow on really from her perspective how terrible it was, and how difficult it is to find how difficult it was to find peace. And that's why, and I'm gonna close this, but it's so important to heal first. Help is not an option. If you want to thrive and create a better life and help your children create a better life and heal after divorce or family breakup, it's a requirement. The the magic sauce is to find the right therapist that can help you thrive and can help you heal. I think that's where I'm gonna leave today. I'm gonna spend time on this topic for the rest of the week. It's so important. And may I just in closing say, when your children are happy, when your children are satisfied, then you will rock and roll in your professional career. But when your children suffer, that will still be this dark skies or thoughts in your head, and you will bring that to work, and your career, your performance will be impacted. There's so many people coming back to me and say, "My career is impacted." Yes, it is, because you need help. You need to heal, but it's not so far. You can actually swift change your energy and heal fast when you're ready. And I'm just so thankful that you tune in and that you're ready to heal, because that is so important. And when you are ready to heal, you will just experience how fast. I don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thanks for this. It's been insightful. Thanks so much. And I think that obviously I'm muting again. So I'm going to put it out as always. All right. So with this, remember, first of all, that happiness is real wherever you are on your divorce journey, wherever you are on your divorce journey. That is happiness. It's just about finding out how to get it, right? It's just there. It's waiting for you. So thank you so much for tuning in to Oscar. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's session and for your engagement. Sorry for the voice. Very sorry for muting myself. Um, I'm gonna put out, and thanks for letting me know that the voice is not coming in. I'm sorry for that. I put out the live stream, but obviously it's a disappointing when we're tuning in and getting together. But I hope you got the best out of it, and listen to my recording if you want to have any more inspiration. And let me share, if you found any value in this, please take a moment to send me a comment. I so appreciate the comments that you sent, as well as because they inspire me what to do next or what to share, as well as take a screenshot and share this episode on your favorite social platform to help your friends and your loved one thrive through major life transition like divorce. And remember, as I said, happiness is real. And wherever you are on your divorce journey, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And it doesn't have to be that long. It can be as short as it can. And you want it to be when you work on yourself and you get the right people on board. And remember, your next chapter of your life can truly be your best one yet. And let me and invite me in to be your inspiration where you can take your life, because you can take and you can create a life much better, bigger, and more abundant than you had ever imagined would be possible. And it is from the bottom of my heart my honor to be on your journey with you and help support you through the process. This wraps up today's episode. Remember to tune in daily for inspiration and practical advice to help you create a more thriving, happier, more abundant future on the other side of divorce. With this, I'll be back again tomorrow. I hope you will join me too. Thank you so much for all the comments, and I will make sure that I'm unmuted. And with this, enjoy the Monday and be in touch. Bye for now.